This is the Louie Tee Network.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie Tee? Welcome to Lockdown Coverage, week number 7 in the National Football League. San Francisco 49ers at home hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs with a win here could get back to 500, and look at what we have now. If the Atlanta Falcons could somehow lose at home to the San Diego Chargers, you're one game behind the team you beat in week 1. So it's not that far-fetched that the Buccaneers could be knocking on the door of first place in the NFC South with a victory here. So, in my words that I always give to any team out there, don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Take care of yours, and everything else will take care of itself. So if you're the Buccaneers, that's what the mindset should have been coming off the bye week. Just take care of business. We'll figure out everything else once we get finished with what we have to do. And you're the 49ers. Look, you're just looking for a win. You haven't won since opening weekend when you blanked the Rams. Since then, it's been all downhill. You've made a switch at the quarterback position. You're struggling on both the offensive and defensive sides of the football. There's nothing good here. There's swirling rumors about Chip Kelly and his future, and he wants out. All of a sudden now, Joe Staley's on the market, and nobody knows where these rumors are coming from. It's a mess in San Francisco, but then again, it's always a mess in San Francisco. This is one of the worst run franchises, and now it's starting to leak onto the field because the talent or lack thereof in San Francisco is staggering. They might have the worst collection of players in the league. I used to think it was the Chicago Bears. I used to think that it might have been some of these other bad teams like the Browns. I'm not so sure about that. I think the 49ers might actually have the worst semblance of talent in this league, and I'm starting to think that it's not even close. Let's get to this breakdown in a second, but first, welcome everyone to the Louie Tee Network. If this is your first time here, welcome and subscribe to the Louie Tee Network for more great content in 2016 and beyond. A lot of great content on this channel. A lot of big things coming in the future. I want you to be a part of it. So do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. Be a part of the movement by hitting that subscribe button. Also, I'm on Twitter. @In the Lab Room is the Twitter handle. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. A lot of things happening on Twitter, including notifications as to when I'm going live or posting a video up. So if you want to make sure you're in the loop, turn the notifications on Twitter, and you will know exactly when something is being posted on the channel, or if I'm going live doing a breakdown. Also, I'm on Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Go ahead and give my page a thumbs up. There are all my social media platforms scrolling across the screen at the top. So if you missed something that I said already at the top of the show, every one of my social media platforms will be scrolling at the top for your viewing. So how I like to do these types of games, blowouts, ass whoopings I call them, is what I saw from afar. I don't do likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe. Not when there's an ass whooping that takes place. For those, you get what I saw from afar. And what I saw from afar in this game is a lot of some finality for me. I understand what these teams are, especially the 49ers. Still have some questions with the Buccaneers as to what they are and what they can be moving forward. But with the 49ers, I know exactly who they are. And we're going to start with the team that did the ass whooping in this game. We don't start with the ass whoopee. We start with the ass whooper, because to the victors go the spoils. So we'll start with the Buccaneers in this game. They get off. They show some resiliency in this game. All right, down 14-0 early. Could have got ugly for them late in this early. Could have got bad for them and gone south for them quickly in this game, down 14-0. But it didn't. These guys stayed the course. They continued, and the thing I love the most is they continued to run the football. All right, down 14-0. It didn't change what they wanted to do in this game. Buccaneers stuck with the run game, and that proved to be huge. It really paid off huge dividends for them as their running back, Jacquizz Rodgers, had a career day versus this porous San Francisco 49ers defense. And Jameis Winston lit it up. I'm right. 21 to 30, 200 and some change, 3 touchdowns. Had the one mistake early in the game that helped the 49ers put some points on the scoreboard. But again, he was magnificent after that. Thought he used his leg, and this is another thing that I jotted down in my notes. Winston creating with his legs, and the run game is outstanding. The thing that I loved the most in this game from Jameis Winston was the fact that he was creating with his legs, especially in the red zone where things become restricted and a lot tighter. Windows are smaller. You have to draw the defense to you with your legs if nothing's there. He rolled out of the pocket once, found Mike Evans wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. There was another play to Evans where he's rolling out to his left, squares his body, sets his feet, and throws a high dart up in the air where nobody else but Mike Evans and his 6'4" frame can get up and get the football. Beautiful play. I thought Winston used his legs to perfection in this game. That's what I want to see out of him. Don't stand in the pocket and be a sitting duck. If there's nothing there, get out, use your athleticism, use your mobility. You're not the most athletic guy, but you don't have to be to create in this league. All you need is pocket mobility and a little bit of know-how, and Jameis Winston has both of those things. He showed it in this game. I thought he was outstanding, gave his team a chance to crawl out of a 14-0 deficit with 27 unanswered points in this game. A lot of resiliency shown by this Bucs football team. Down 14-0 in this game. The defense creating turnovers is something else I jotted down. 3 turnovers forced by this Buccaneers defense. They were hungry. A nice pick by McDougald on an offering by Colin Kaepernick. Great blitz by Barima, the safety, to get the football out. The defense was swarming. They made plays. After the slow start, they got it going, and they were able to force some mistakes of Colin Kaepernick and his 49ers offense, and they turned those mistakes into opportunities for the offense. So great game by the defense. Let's see if they can continue to play the type of defense that they played against Carolina and into this game where they were creating turnovers. And also, your kicker, Mr. Automatico, Roberto Aguayo, still shaky. Missed a 50-yard field goal. Barely made an extra point. Had another one clank off the upright and go in. This guy stinks. And I think his confidence is shooken. And I don't know what you can do to get it back, because your coach tried to give him threw him a little olive branch. Like, okay, here's an opportunity. Game's not on the line. No pressure. We're up 27-14. Here's a 50-yarder. Knock this one in. And he failed to do so. It wasn't even close. Never gave that kick a chance. So he continues to struggle. Don't really know what you can do about that. You spent the second-round pick. He's not going anywhere. You're going to allow him to see this thing through, but I don't think it's really going to become a major issue until he costs you another ball game. That's when you're going to have to start considering maybe we need to make a move here. Maybe this was a wasted second-round pick. But right now he's going to get more opportunities to blow ball games. We'll see if it comes back to haunt this team in the near future. You got a big one coming up versus the Oakland Raiders, and he's going to need to make kicks in that game if you're going to beat the Raiders. We'll see if you can get it done next week. San Francisco 49ers in this game. Fast start, up 14-0, and this is the MO of this 49ers team. We've seen this movie before. We've seen this thing play out exactly this way, and we know how this movie ends, okay? All I had to do was hit the rewind button and watch it over and over and over again. They got out to a 14-0 lead on the Cowboys. They got out to a 7-0 lead on the Arizona Cardinals. They've done this all season long, gotten out to early leads and fast starts only to blow those leads and not even have the game be close at the end. Here's another example of that. Hot start by Colin Kaepernick. I thought he threw the football well early in this football game, especially on that first drive that resulted in the touchdown. He was really good early on, but as the game wore on, he started to make mistakes. The defense created an interception. They were able to turn that into a touchdown. Colin Kaepernick scrambling to his left, finds Sean Drones in the end zone. Beautiful throw. Again, 49ers starting hot in this game, but that would fizzle and fade. They would cool off dramatically. They even got a fourth down stop defensively to create an extra possession that the offense wasn't able to take advantage of. But they got out to a really good start in this game. But like I said, they struggled. This defense is bad. And that was the one thing going into the season that I thought they'd be okay on defense. That would give them a chance in most games. The offense is going to stink because they have nothing, and I mean nothing on offense. But I said this defense is going to give them a shot. The minute Navarro Bowman went down, that's the second this defense became trash instantly. They have not been good against the run. They can't stop anybody from running on them. Teams are throwing the football equally as well on them. They just have nothing. They don't get after the quarterback consistently. This is a bad football team with one of the worst rosters assembled in this league, and I don't think it's close. The receiver position is null and void. They have nothing at receiver. The one guy worth salvaging is Torrey Smith, and he's a third option at best on most NFL rosters. This 49ers football team stinks, and you need to look no further than the front office. They've been a joke since Jim, has left. And the turmoil started when Jim was there, and they haven't gotten any better. Trent Baalke is making a mockery of this roster. This is horrible. The last draft I thought was a joke, and they drafted 10 players, and maybe 2 of those guys out of 10 might be any good. This 49ers team is going straight down the toilet to hell in a handbasket. It's being run and mismanaged by a bunch of idiots. And I'm telling you right now, this thing is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And I don't think Chip Kelly is the guy for the job to turn this thing around, because he needs talented football players, that of which he doesn't have at his disposal right now. This thing is going down the toilet. They're going to end up with the number 1 pick in the draft, I think. I don't see them winning many more games this season. I know the Browns are bad, but if they can just get some kind of stability at the quarterback position, they're going to win a game or two. This 49ers team, they may not win another game this season. They are tragically bad, are the 49ers. Colin Kaepernick's delivery is too slow to flourish in Chip Kelly's offense. That's the last thing I got for you. His delivery, that wind up, it's too slow. On one of his interceptions, the ball didn't get there in time because it took him so long to throw it. And by that time, the defender had a chance to cut in front of the receiver, who was open initially, but the windup took so long that he was able to get in front of the pass and pick it off. With Chip Kelly, a lot of us made a big deal about him going out and getting Sam Bradford when he was in Philly. The reason he likes Sam Bradford is because he got a quick release, which is something that Colin Kaepernick doesn't. That's going to be the problem with Kaepernick in his offense, is that he's not going to get the football out fast enough. Quick tempo, quick passes. Everything needs to be done with a little bit of rhythm and tempo in Chip Kelly's offense, and Colin Kaepernick is the definition of no tempo, no rhythm, and no flow when he throws the football. So they're going to stand little chance each and every week, and it's a shame, because that's a fan base that's starving for success, and they're not going to get it anytime soon with the way this organization is being run. Every week, it's going to be an organizational failure. It's not going to just be the coaching staff or the players on the field. It's going to be more of a reflection of how bad this organization is being run. And right now, they're among the worst in the league in terms of this franchise and the way it's being ran. That's all I have for you. The Buccaneers get it done in this game. They still got a number of injuries. I'm waiting for them to get Doug Martin back to see if he can come in and pick up where your running back, Jacquizz Rodgers, has left off at. I mean, this guy is running the football effectively, and because of the injuries to the running back position, he's gotten a chance to shine, and that he has. I'm anxious to see what they do when they get all of their guys back at the running back position, Sims and also Martin. Will they still allow Jacquizz Rodgers to touch the football, because this guy is running the football at a very high level? Vincent Jackson out. He's been put on IR. So other guys are going to have to step up. And I don't know if you can get away with Cecil Shorts at receiver. You're going to have to find someone else. I thought Shepard stepped up in this game. I'd like to see him get more opportunities to make some plays. But that being said, Buccaneers get it done. Get to 3-3 on the season with the 34-17 victory. Huge game against the Raiders next week at home. Buccaneers have struggled at home. All their wins this season coming on the road. Can they finally get a win at home against a good Oakland Raiders football team? That should be a really intriguing matchup. That's going to be a litmus test for both teams involved. Are the Raiders really as good as they think? We're going to find out next week against a game Bucs team. Are the Bucs a serious contender in the NFC South? We're going to find out against a very explosive Raiders offense. Should be fun. 49ers are trash. They're done. They're 1-6, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. We'll see what happens with them moving forward as well. In any event, that's going to do it for this breakdown. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room on lockdown coverage. Bucs get to 3-3, back to 500 on the season. Big one looming next week. And with the Falcons losing to the Chargers later on in the day. Now the Buccaneers only a half a game out of first place, having owned the tiebreaker, or at least winning the tiebreaker right now, having the one win over the Falcons in the division. Right now, Buccaneers in a prime spot to strike in this division. Have to take advantage of home games. Can't continue to lose at the crib. That's going to do it for me. Remember, we're changing the game one live feed at a time. Speaking of the Falcons, got that breakdown coming. Chargers at Falcons in one of the best games in week number 7. I'll see you a little bit later on. And, of course, I will see you at the end of Monday Night Football for Monday Night Football overtime. I'll see you then. Have a good one.